Indeed.
The streets will flow red once more, a great torrent.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for and here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
She's grown frustrated with her work and welcomes the opportunity to challenge authority in other ways. A brush, an artist. The red splatter is urban expression. That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. Red-dyed heavy fuel oil is only used in government vehicles, or at least that's the idea.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
You ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo. Can't you tell? I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. Have you ever tried your hand at... We rarely see...
She wants it to be something true, and...
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire. I thought I'd mix it up. You know, some... Yeah? Thanks. I'm sure...
She means that you've lessened her desire to deface the building. The lieutenant is desperately searching for hatred, the woman on the boat.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago.
Yes, we should go talk to her. She's a professional negotiator. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know?
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozon. I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who...
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant. What for? Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about? Sounds like you're just about to live out your self-pity, not make a statement. I can't have shit art on my conscience. There, Piggy. I guess art just isn't really you. 'Cause you suck in life and in everything.
You don't have the skills to execute something like this in practice. But, oh boy, she squints her eyes.
On fire. I say, sod off. You don't have the technical skills to do that. I like your idea. Should have thought of it myself. I don't need this kind of competition in my neighborhood. Then get your brush.
Oops, my apologies. You're a police officer and a grown-up. Why are you trying to impress her? Maybe try a different approach.
And I need an...
How come you're letting this baby rat run circles around you? End this now.
Fine, take it. I'm all out of fuel oil anyway.
You know what you should be able to find in your government-issued vehicle? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil. Are you kidding me? Fuel oil is so much cooler. No way you're disfiguring that beautiful wall with something as pedestrian as ordinary paint.
My fuel oil is for my kinema. Use your own fuel if you are unable to contain your artistic impulses, but please, leave my kinema out of it.
Watch your back, ungul.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know. Yes, guess what's yours? Yes, sorry, cop. The cop who... Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow cop. What? Jealous of the sorry cop? They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual copo type from sorry to anything. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this. Like, that won't happen.
Hello again, officer. Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've just...
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me. But somehow, it does anyone in a city like this.
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
You hear someone walking around inside.
Excuse me?
Scare them. There's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official. You have plenty of reason to enter.
Oh, come on!
Well, that was
smart.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
Boy, there are a lot of different keys there. Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not?
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside. Be friendly.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place. It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be
A sudden serious look crosses her face.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything... Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant also... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to...
So preppy. She's probably on some low-grade performance enhancers, like Preptide or Pericanine.
in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's
The sum must have been puny. Oh, it irks her. The incompetence.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let. These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million-real view of the bay, good ventilation. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to.
The radio computer wizards are invested. It's as if they're real wizards, able to resurrect dead real estate and breathe life into bank accounts.
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both. Of course.
This door is made of metal and number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoke.
Let's see if anyone's home.
No one answered.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think we should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good? Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Hardcore!
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
What is implied here? That you're a drunk? She hasn't actually said it to every drunk in town. It was spoken in jest.
Of course you're not. It was only a joke. I'm glad to see you here.
Like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this...
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic. It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation. and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Why, yes I am. Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
There is a pinch of defensiveness in her voice, but it is playful.
Yes, we are.
Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Fas Alamer island groups are archipelagos, while La Caillou, by contrast, is a single fertile landmass, the fourth largest island in the world. It is not an archipelago.
Okay, if you want to get technical. The point is, we're all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the Greater Ravachol Industrial Harbor.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of...
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich. Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down. Have it your way.
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati.
The word "it" feels strange. A breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company...
She makes a point of being unromantic about it.
Why
Because it stings in an ancient and beautiful way.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. It's a pleasure craft. A 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. My slough? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with...
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Officer,
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain. White, qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming.
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. The other time, I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
Actually, you don't. The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone.
The Wayfarer Act is one of the few pieces of legislation governing. It's one of the foundational laws in Revachol, designed to limit the authority of local institutions. Part of it prohibits the RCM from requesting most documents and licenses without permission from a coalition representative. It's a law that keeps Revachol what it is, in limbo.
I was just being polite. Even school children know the Wayfarer Act. No need to politicize this.
You need to save face if you want her respect.
Of course.
The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the Republic of Vespa, formerly the Republic of Vespa Messina, was once a dual kingdom. An amicable parting of ways produced two constitutional monarchies. Vespa, the richer of the two, is an occidental nation known for its proximity to... It is a stable country, And yet, there has always been something ominous about its perfect stability. It's a place at the edge of the Muindi Isola, overlooking the Ubi Sunt Isles, fracturing into the great unrest of the Pearl. The woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol, smiles at you, face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads, Rejoice Leighton Messier.
Yes, but please don't call me that. Joyce is much more efficient.
She doesn't like it. Probably a bad memory. Mean girls at school.
My husband is. I have dual citizenship. A Vespertine is handier when traveling.
She nods and returns the plastic bag.
Good. What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, linking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. She enjoys talking about the company. It would not hurt to inquire more.
Why, thank you. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. 20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormentang on behalf. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it. You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that. You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system...
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
The octopus that straddles Revachol, the Emergencies Act, is the cornerstone of post-war Revachol, inseparable from the world it created.
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the coalition. Unfortunately for you,
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot. Did someone say shooting yourself in the foot?
I imagine a man like you can take quite the lashing. But I believe we were talking about the strike. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines.
No way. She's more.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago. After that,
Wait. She just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now. Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that...
She's resolute in this. Yet you sense that she wants to tell you. You'll have to earn her trust first.
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first...
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,000. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
An opening gambit, surely.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution. So I hoped. But this type of opening is usually followed by a more reasonable offer. I've yet to hear one. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out. No, wait. The chief negotiator heard it from a man at the gates. Surely the Wild Pines group has more effective channels of information. After all, 2,200 people are on strike. This is a big deal for them.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
She's being sarcastic. Don't take her performance literally.
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
Oh, heavens no. We get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is... Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence, Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name, and I don't have access to the union's files. Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
Worry lines crease her forehead, but it's more than worry. In her eyes, a hint of, is that guilt?
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't. 'Twas stolen by some artist, surely. Best to pin the blame on them. Everyone knows you can't trust artists. Everyone knows you can't trust artists. They're nearly as bad as clowns.
You mean someone stole your badge? Some Arlequinos, you say? I'm afraid what I need to tell you is anything but fun.
Unbelievable, sire. Even the Aliki.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns.
She must have been suspecting something for a while now.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of, favors for... Consider this. Perhaps she has been planning it, or perhaps she even knew beforehand of your affliction. A sudden pinch of paranoia comes over you. Easy. Just offer her a favor. Like I said, nice and dirty.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol,
You're in, but
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest
she wants you to help her gain leverage.
the company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your... Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds...
Detective, a word in private before we go. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge or...
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigate. Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
I wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick to... Yes. Knowing this does not really change... Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large.
The situation might have changed drastically.
You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done. I'm sure you will, detective.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? It's quite straightforward. Someone is using
Ingredients for...
meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Shit, yeah, baby. It's the party pipeline. Why would you want to shut that down?
Yes. After they clear the terminal,
Wildpine seems to be well apprised of the...
we're in logistics. It's our business to know. I assure you, officer.
She has no idea what kind of parties you've been to.
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients.
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the round.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright day.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company...
Uncovering Union secrets. You'll be indebted to her, in a way. But one step ahead of the Union in another.
We did. On more than one occasion.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged...
Well, here's your chance, officers. How do you think they're financing?
There was a shakedown.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate...
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, but she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
A cold breath rushes in from the bay, making its way down the alleyways and potholed streets.
A lot of it. It comes in from large Samaran factories in South Safre, Sigai, and Sinyao. The literage they must get from this terminal alone must be oceanic.
Well, at least this solves
What is that, Lieutenant?
why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand. Yes? Excellent. It may come to nothing. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other...
A waft of flowers and caramel reaches you where you're standing.
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the fourth day to the backstay on this.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
This reality.
Yes, reality is yours, an experimental side case. The aim is to gain a deeper understanding.
A sort of spiritual quest. Something of ancient Ilmaran origin.
She nods.
Yes, there is a stranger reason, isn't there?
He gives you a slight nudge to your side, apparently enjoying himself.
Ah, yes, the episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, baby. A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager.
A brief spike of longing in her upright body. The dots under her eyelids shake.
This place used to be a province. A workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine.
There's a spark in the air, a live wire hanging in the wind, in your hungover neocortex. Then the sea air cools it down.
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feed... Yes, we're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of...
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities. Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst...
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her and to humanity at large.
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city. The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries. The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed. In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are high. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is. I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about
A sparkle of lights on the horizon, like evening stars above the curvature of the planet.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
We are where we are.
This is one thought you...
Was there something else you wanted?
This has been informative. Thank you. Might I suggest not asking them all right now?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
It's better not to eat.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? Of course, Detective.
Aces low. For the rest of the world, the Aces low is just some cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades. And those cargo pants look like they could fit tools for hot fixing your burning aerostatic. You should ask him about this. Whoa, what have we here? A bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if there ever...
Yes?
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing.
Have you tried concentrating on something other?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about you.
Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs.
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. Try work, the case at hand. It can work miracles. Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an...
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as...
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you... What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? There's no reason to wing anything. 3 days ago, the RCM emergent. During that time, the victim had... Okay then. Was there anything else you wanted to know? No. It's not a particular... The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I can assure nothing like that.
He's about to say it's impossible.
Good, yes. Because it's not part of...
So desperately mundane. You need to funk this case up. There's something the lieutenant isn't seeing. The universe is too irrational, too morally complex. You should convince him.
Good.
What if you did it? Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, It wasn't that you were horrified. You were just surprised by your own daring. Forgetting was merely a matter of convenience. Very clever. Maybe this is why your chest feels so hollow. You did an awful thing. Are you sure you would have the strength to take down a hardened mercenary? Perhaps you did it for the Union. Your political beliefs gave you the strength and courage to take on such a formidable opponent.
And what has led you to this conclusion? Teenage nonsense. You would have had to be ready to use lethal. Besides, I doubt you could have taken down.
See? You're clearly not a man in your prime anymore.
Don't take it personally. It's just that security guards kept on by large corporations tend to be better trained, and I find that highly unlikely. It's not unusual for detectives to feel complicit in a crime until the perpetrator is apprehended, especially.
Welcome to Frit.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone. I don't really know anything. I mean, not... no. I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure.
Okay. Uh-huh. Reality.
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
I don't know. What we're in Frit? As mankind?
What will her essay prompt be?
In a good... I mean, science is doing great. And this radio computer... I don't know. Look at the clock.
The clock shows the time at 10:09.
When ordinary people take over the government and... yeah. It happened like 50... Or do you mean something cool?
A colourful the bottles wink at you in the light. There, in that dark green glass. All in vain. The great flowing river of water, the beauty, the truth.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
Don't ask, don't look, don't do. Know this, you will never finish your alcohol quest if you don't buy beautiful alcohol. A small cabinet on the wall. Their logo is the blood.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have, I don't really know what hypnogamma is. Saint Baptiste. Saint Baptiste.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its... A colourful display.
Again, I'm obliged. The pale age vodka is special, I guess. You know.
Don't worry your pretty little head.
I mean, I already said it'd hurt you. I don't know what else.
The tear machine stands in the corner.
Oh, that's the tear machine. It's...
Cool. Let's do this.
You need a bag, I guess. Feel free to use it if you...
You see several... The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display. The girl delves down onto one knee, pretending to do up a shoelace.
What is what? If you want to buy one...
The sloppy stacking makes it more difficult to
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
Psst. Show him your stolen card. Now,
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
the man, look.
But that's not from back when you were not a cop, but a heavy-set, dark-skinned dock worker named... Yes, and you also...
Now you're in a mess. The time hath not arrived. Sorry.
Oh, John's been out drinking himself blind.
No, it will prove useful still. Believe your thieving fingers.
Thank you plenty. I'll make sure, John, you're quite the righteous man.
You feel like you earned a significant amount of honor points today.
Oh, good, good. What matters do you want to discuss with Everard? Everard's got a lot of knowledge about a lot of... I don't operate in that capacity.
Beneath the jolliness, he suddenly seems doubtful. If it's all so simple, why don't the strikebreakers just...
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead? Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist there. Then press the button, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or... Not yet, no.
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister.
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic. Sure. You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss...
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better...
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Your body does not betray your degeneracy. That's a lie. You're in great shape. Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you admired? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Am Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me. What is this?
Things are not as bad as they look. Sure, you have.
I can see you were once an athlete, then deteriorated in your 20s. It is typical of your haplogroup. Let's blame the failed education system and then you.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company. No, you don't. You need to get another drink.
Show him the ham still got it.
Jerking motions, signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental you gave the world eugenics, electricité, and power. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. You will be superseded.
It is, baby.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the harbor. That is right. You should leave the stage. Bring your troops to the sim. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul, your beloved beverage.
This is your chance. He's talking. No, there's a peaceful solution. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you.
Don't be
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your rage. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you? Rock and roll is moribund. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the South Island race. Haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites. We are the future. That I am a descendant. No. I have heard about it.
He would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry.
I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Remachol. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for...
I don't think any...
Your pedomorphic friend is right. You should leave here with your tail between...
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop.
He had nothing. Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts monks into trash?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him, he must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them. I am
True. That is a noble. The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for it.
That atavistic stigmata makes...
Babe, thanks. But
You have him off guard now. He's preoccupied with this situation with his woman. Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat. The man is reeling. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip. Now's the time for a spin kick. No, don't be a fucking ballerina. Rip into him. Right hook. Get intimate with him. Bring the hurt closer. Lands with a dull thump, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he still tries to keep his head up.
Looks like you're the new...
Her voice.
No one is the new measurehead. Let's go before he gets...
The man, it'll take a few.
Think about calling it you should take care of that. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer...
Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do. Spooky pair of blue eyes is peeking in. A faint, irregular breathing sound resonates through the gap, almost inaudible. The eyes blink rapidly. They seem to be focused.
I heard you.
Holy shit. A disembodied voice. Have curse, void, phantasms come to haunt? Don't be ridiculous. It's just a regular person. Probably a worker from the harbor.
From your perspective, I'm a mysterious bit. None of your business.
Oh. You know who's... Don't be an idiot and say it. In this day and age, of all times, it won't end well.
Indeed. Oh yes, we know who you are. We do. Good use of sarcasm there, man. Try not to hurt yourself, old man. Looking. Nice going, Detective Thesaurus. Right now? And the other eyes on that hulking, blaring leader. Just look at the guy. Come on.
There's something twitching in the back of your mind. A connection hidden between the numbly aching folds of your brain.
Look at you, super constable on his way to solve a suspicious case. Seems like that's gonna take a long fucking welcome to fucking Martinez, Biggie. We've got our eye on you. The eyes. There are eyes everywhere, Copper. Beware. There are so many eyes all over the place. You can't even fathom it. Every hole, every...
How can they fit into all the holes and gaps? Are they very tiny people? Or are they...
What? That's not literal. There are not people at... Right. Good. You get it. We are watching you. Ever vigilant. Nothing you do quite some time. We saw you stop, and we saw you got the body down. Oh, such it's a beginning, Copper. You consider yourself a clean-cut, upstanding citizen. Not through here. The gate is broken as shit. Someone absolutely destroyed the access pad. Most likely, Mr. Amazing Investigator. Aren't you a sharp-ass pencil? Maybe someone should write a step right up, folks. Read, not a learned type. Suit yourself.
The eerie. Oh,
The eye. Suit.
the bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad.
What? Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me. If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. This is a real killer, not some garbage street ammo. You can feel it. The core is lead. The brass jacket probably didn't cover the entire book. It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound. You can just about make out a few striations near the base.
What can you say about the bullet so far? Okay. Jacketed means it would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, and not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Revachol West.
We were right. This came from a highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be the squashed. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a rifle. Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46. The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-Centennial. No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling. Antiques enthusiasts? Guerrilla fighters in distant countries?
What are you thinking? Bullet? Okay. And? An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martin. Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons. But they realize
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. But back to the investigation. Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
An old monument, a silver plaque. Not a good track record of mental health in that family. As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest, even by the standards of the Philippian kings. Old Sumption. Well, he blew through the whole national treasury. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene.
The man certainly knew how to live.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fable. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. Not just any nose candy, though. We're talking Royal Philippian blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays. And purple. Philippian cocaine was purple. Cocaine. That's what the revolutionaries said. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms. Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, a group of marble pleurons still surround the king's vandalized tomb. A deathly cold wind sweeps up candy wrappers. The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the... Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may... Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber. People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders. Those critics might have it wrong though. There's more to it than just irony. Philip III, the squander, not that he ever did in life either. Something with great kinetic energy. Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can... Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? If we connect every bullet hole in Martinez to the murder, it's not completely tangential.
We'll see. The king stands high above you, surveying the bay, mute and in...
Yes? We should think about calling it a day, maybe. We should take care. Let's talk to...
Though we find... The worker, isn't it? Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from, into the prime...
Can I help you? How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. The trash collection service, CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last.
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump out. They look at the container, despondent.
Thank you anyway.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here. Yes? Wait, what? But what about the bird? Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left. You broke the skewer!
I assure you it was him.
It's as if he can't decide whether to be angry or relieved that it was you. Again.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer? I can't believe it. I was so sure it was Sylvie. Even worse, I thought she was...
A tender type of hope. Something stirs in you. Perhaps this is what... That bird ain't no symbol of hope. It's a menace and a
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me? Really? I should give her a call then. Thanks, I guess. Was there anything else you wanted?
Or can you give him a moment? Somehow you realize this is not going to net you any. We were sort of hoping there would be a gun, an expensive jewel, or at least a sword in it for you, if you deliver the message.
Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I understand your predicament. I feel I must remind you that we are...
Forgive me for...
He shrinks back a bit under the lieutenant's severe gaze.
I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Not until you bring...
Okay, I might have...
I really didn't...
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and... They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types.
He hates the union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere.
Whatever he may feel about you, he can't miss the opportunity to throw you a look of what he assumes is shared understanding. Go with it.
Yeah. The union guys think they're untouchable. They probably fucking killed that guy or something and now think they can hide out till it all...
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Absolutely.
You wait absolutely in the question. Your body is ready, sire.
Yes?
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum. The metal feels a thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out that's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a seal. You know this to be the star of Pericarnassus, or the Cairo. The central symbol of the church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks. This why place a tourist attraction?
There was a revitalization project in 49. They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that something was Everard Clare, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here. We should have done something about the Union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed, officer.
Ruination has come. The broken arch, a great force from the northeast. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the wind blows through your hair. The waves of the Martinez Inlet. This is where the damage came from. from somewhere in the inlet. What didn't fall into the ocean? Those arches acted as support for something. Only 3 stories stand when underwater iron helmets have sunk deep into the sand. A fleet, the combined armies of the massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships, not many, are still there to this day. If you squint, Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers. They will reach the city in 58 seconds.
The coalition. But that was a long time ago.
He does not like talking politics of this kind. He fears the discussion might lead to disagreements, as it often does. From the eyes of a seagull, a nest of brown hair, not worth the 50-foot dive. From a pedestrian on the dock, a rugged man staring out to sea, mere feet from fatality. From a guest on the balcony of the whirling in rags, a silhouette imposed. The chill is bracing. The salt hangs in the air. The spread pattern of these bullet holes, more old bullet holes. You peer into the faded marks.
This is bad mojo, man! Fucking horrible mojo!
Your chest feels tight looking at them. It's closing.
You okay there? You were looking pale there for a second. What are you looking at? Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century old. Perhaps a crime of a sort ages ago, but no, not much. I don't have a fresh perspective.
This Post Lavantore, a faint sticker on the side read. The box seems eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is the mail collection box seems, and then suddenly you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone had. An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material. Because there's a secret. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed?
Be still, the lieutenant. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below. See that ladder there?
Looks like some man down. A trooper has been left. You could swear it's more of an instinct than an actual sight. But you know there's the RCM signature.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. The look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a hawk. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but this is phenomenal, even for them. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you... Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meters...
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide? As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you. Ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring in your ears. Martinez goes about its daily routine as you soar through the air. The loud voices. Also, you should be having a drink right now. You should have a bottle of alcohol.
He's so on the money, Breton! Just imagine yourself dual-wielding a bottle and a flaming cigarette whilst airborne!
Don't be ridiculous. Of course not. What have you done to my precious alcoholic friend? You're no fun anymore. As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive.
I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but at least we can explore the harbor now.
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor. This is the night watchman's booth.
If you must. But please.
Nothing incriminating. Looks like the inhabitant is rather pedantic when it's a black and white photo of a young... The young man looks happy as well.
Why did you take that? Fine.
This is the night watchman's... This is the... An imposing combination. On second glance,
It's unfortunate.
let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens, hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two and the same materials being handed. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities. Look how blurry all the lines on these papers are. How unwieldy. Hermeneutics was almost within your grasp. The drawer slides. The file cabinet stands steady as ever. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration is, it appears to be, a to-do list. Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes. Special whirling borscht. All items on the list have been crossed out.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders unit.
The special borscht seems a bit... What is so special about? Remember, Leo, all items on the list have been crossed. The drawer slides. Marsh. On. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. With a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane placed. This crane was built with a purpose, which has now been fulfilled. To move this container. Who can say? All you know is...
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Before you stands a cog.
Is this like your thing with that wall? There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? There may very well be, but we are not here to interact with containers.
No, Rip. The knot produces a hollow. You attempt to turn that. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you. The door stands.
Satisfied, detective?
Try again. Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle.
Ahoy! Come on in!
You can't be serious.
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention. Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen? Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot anyhow. My name is Rustam Theodore, investor,
Mr. Theodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Pleasure to meet you. Though I'm sorry to hear that a good public servant like yourself is enthralled to the drink. A man can't serve two masters in my experience. To be perfectly blunt, I inherited my fortune from my... All I did was take her fortune and invest it through the...
And blow. Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
I gotta tell you, at first, but then, once you've reached my... Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I precisely. You know, I hear people talk sometimes about it exactly. A world of slavery and violence, which brings us back where we are right now, the freedom of mankind. It is truly.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on?
What do you mean? Are you talking about my chin? Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect.
The Weiss-Wieserman coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between the Weiss-Wieserman coefficient for you and this individual appears to be 0.9998. Repeat, that's not good for you.
Among other things. But calm down. I'm but a low... That's good.
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which...
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container. Traveling. This is a great way